so excited, everybody. How are we? How are we? This is one of those things that I really realize how much I have missed everybody because of not going live last week. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. I'm live streaming both here and on the tube of you, just to let you know that's what's happening. I'm just getting my screen all set up. Hello, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. I am live streaming both here on TikTok and also on Hello Friends and on the tube of you. So if you guys are new, let me just get my placements all set. I'm so excited to see you guys. It has been a minute. It's been more than a minute. It has been, I think, 2 weeks now, right? We haven't seen each other. So hello, everybody. Welcome in. If you guys are new, please say hello in the chat. Welcome in. This live stream is going to be, I'm like super excited about it because I haven't been on live. I think I want to say probably in 2 weeks. As I said, hey, Tammy. So I'm just getting my screen all set and we will be up and running before we know it. Everybody, please say hello in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. I am getting my screen all set so we can see what we're doing, what is going on. Hello, Wi-Fi is great. Yes, I have to tell you, thank you for joining the fan club. Here's what happened. If anyone's wondering, not that anyone is wondering, but let me remove this really quick. Hang on, guys. I've got to just remove my media overlay, essentially. So one thing that happened actually was that I was gone last week. Many of you guys already know that. And thank you for joining my club, Meg. I appreciate you. Hang on, guys. I'm just getting myself all organized here. But okay, I'm getting it organized. It's happening. It's happening. The banners are coming in. Okay, I just have to remove some of my stuff. But if you guys are just joining me, hello, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Let me up and adding myself to the stage. This is the first time I've done it with like the banner, and I'm hiding myself. So I'm trying to remove myself. Welcome in. I know. I love that. Hey, Meg, I know. I had so much fun in Indiana. I have to tell you guys, I had the most fun ever in Indiana. So give me 1 second. I need to like remove my media asset from here, get myself off the screen and come back into a normal screen, which hopefully is going to work out. I'm here. Okay. Thank goodness. I was like, where am I? Goodness me, there I am. Okay, so if you guys are new to my work, please, please, please say hello and in the screen and let me know where you guys are coming from. So I am streaming, as you can probably tell, both on the tube of you. Hi there, good to see you guys. I'm on the tube of you and I'm also here on the tiki-taki. I haven't really done both. Now, my friend Lorinda Carr does both, and she is very efficient at doing both. Tennessee, hey. I'm so glad. So let me kind of get you guys up to speed on what we're doing, okay? So if you guys, first of all, I'm going to introduce, oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. So the good thing is hi, Ladora, so I can see my people both on the tiki-taki and I can see my people on YouTube and people are tube of you. People on the tube of you are kind of used to having me to themselves on Fridays. So I'm going to try and do really good. I'm a Libra. So I'm going to try and kind of go, look at both things. This is not going to necessarily be easy for me, but we will try. So if I'm not, I'm a big eye contact person. So if I'm not looking at you, please don't be offended. Thank you, Tammy. Oh my gosh, you're spoiling me. So it's good to see. Your birthday's coming. Amazing. Yeah, my birthday. Yes, my birthday is September 25th. So it's coming up end of month. I am a September Libra, as they say. So anyway, it's so good to see everybody here. I'm super excited. Now, if I am not looking at you guys when I am streaming, it's because I'm looking at my the Tube of You family, and I'm used to looking at them. So if you're feeling like, wow, I want a little more attention, I don't see what's going on, you can come over to the Tube of You because I am on there. Now, if you're new to my channel, please feel free to say hello so I can say hello back. And thank you guys that are new. I'm appreciating of you, very appreciative of you. Let me tell you a little bit about how these sessions work every Friday night. Yes, I kind of like the Tube of You a little bit better. The chat is very intimate. It's a different system. There's not as many, you're not regulated as heavily on the Tube of You. There is more, I feel a little more freedom. And you know me, who doesn't love freedom? So feel free. You can be at either place though. It's going to be fine. So, your inner, oh, my Tube of You. Amy says, channel your inner Doug from UP, Squirrelo YouTube, Squirrel on TikTok. Haha, exactly. That's kind of how I feel right now. I'm already dealing with my media assets and my banners. I'm telling you right now. So I want to remove this. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to not have an overlay. So let's move the overlay. I'm going to just move. Okay. So there we go. Finally, I feel like myself. Okay, I'm myself. So everybody, first of all, happy Friday. It is Venus Day. If you are one of those who, like me, who pays attention to, that there are planetary and celestial connections every day of the week. So if you are on the Tube of You, please feel free to say hello. And if you are on TikTok, please feel free to say hello. Yeah, thank God it's finally Friday. Welcome in. So let me tell you guys a little bit about what we're doing here tonight. If you're wondering, what are we doing in here? What are we doing? So if you're on the TikTok, you will know, you won't know really what I do on live stream, because I live stream every Friday on the Tube of You. So I'm just starting to add in TikTok. Okay. Oh, Tammy. Hey. Cool. Okay. So Tammy has moved over. Okay. So if you're coming on to my Tube of You channel, make sure you subscribe. I am building up this channel, and really the Tube of You means so much to me because it's an educational platform, and I'm an educator. I'm a spiritual educator. So it's important to me. But so I have a slide presentation, a very brief one. If you're on the Tube of You, you will see a little bit more about what we're doing. Every Friday, this is what I do. So every Friday, so I'm a medium, I'm a mentor. I'm also a trance medium, a trance channel. So I work a lot with different goddesses and spirit guides, and I channel their energy. Sometimes I do channel archangels, and I channel my spirit guides, things like that. So a variety. And really, those messages are meant to bring light and healing and clarity on your path, your ascension path, on your spiritual path. So that's what this is all about. So welcome in. So if you're wondering, I'm looking over here to the right, it's because I'm on the Tube of You. And if I'm wondering why you're looking here, it's because I'm on the TikTok. So that's what we're doing. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing tonight. So every Friday night here on the Tube of You, and now here on TikTok, what I do is I start with channeling a message from one of the goddesses. Now, I work with a group of goddesses. I call them the Rose Council, but they are a variety of goddesses that I channel and I work with, and they help me in my spiritual work. They help me in my healing work, my coaching work, things of that nature. Okay. So here's what's going to happen for those of you who haven't been on one of my live streams on Friday nights. You're going to see me do a couple things. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to check in with and see which goddess is coming forth. And then I'm going to bring messages from her for the week. I'm also, because it's the beginning of September and I wasn't here last week, I am going to be doing a collective reading, a channeled message for the month of September. So you definitely want to stick around. Make sure you're following. If you want to get more of like the whole, like the being able to see me more on screen, things like that, you probably want to move over to the Tube of You because we've got a little bit more of a slide presentation over here. Also, if you do follow me on the Tube of You, every Friday I do a giveaway. Amber, I still owe you. I might have to send you your deck. So every Friday at the end, if you've stayed through the whole thing, I do a giveaway. Tonight will not be any different. I will be giving away something at the end, which is a little gift from me, a divination tool. So I do recommend, if you can, slip over to the Tube of You and you can become a subscriber. Definitely. Now, some of my people like getting readings from me here on these evenings. And if you're interested in that, if you pop over to the Tube of You, you can sign up for one. Okay, it's sort of on there. All the information's on there. But I'm so glad you're here. So that's what we're doing. So I'm starting with a channeled message from one of the goddesses. Hello, Heber. So first of all, I want everybody in the comments, both on TikTok and also on the Tube of You, to put down, how has your week been this first week of September? You can either show me by, hello, Florida Virgo. You can either show me by doing emojis, or you can tell me in the chat, and then we'll share that. Pretty stable for Kirsten. Thank you for sharing that. Hello. So if you guys don't know me, again, my name is Carey. I am a psychic medium, a spiritual mentor. I'm a teacher, I'm a mentor, I'm a coach, and I've been on my path for 35 years. Wow. I became a certified psychic and energy healer at the age of 26. So you can probably do the math. And yes. Okay. So Heber is saying his week has been insightful. We love that, don't we? We love it. Someone said a little bit of a cute face, which also says, getting things done and feeling accomplished. That's that Virgo energy. Also, we got out of Mercury retrograde, who is not so happy about that. Okay, then Florida Virgo said, hard to sleep, so struggling at work a bit. Happy it's Friday. Definitely, indeed. Mama Crystal says, a struggle due to what September represents and a loss anniversary. I'm so sorry. Very, very difficult. I'm so sorry. Tammy says, fast and productive. Amazing. And Meg says, it's been a physical healing week, connecting with a goddess who's literally a little touchy to speed up. Okay, Meg, who's the goddess you're working with? So we, on this channel, on my platform, I am a medium, and I am also a priestess, and I'm a witch. So I do connect deeply with different goddesses and deities, and the archangels. I also teach mediumship. I teach spiritual development, intuitive development, and I also teach healing. And I do teach, I have a certification course for some of those things, and also the Akashic records. Okay. Amber is saying, I've been holding on by the skin of my teeth this week. Work has been crazy. And it's also been crazy with your kiddos. Oh, you're working with Sekhmet. Oh my God. Sekhmet is amazing. Very powerful goddess, Egyptian Kemetic goddess. Okay. Kirsten says you work with many. I do too. That's amazing, Meg. Mediumship can be taught. Oh, 100%. Everybody can become a medium. Hi, Jess. Everybody can become a medium. Some people are more natural at it, just like some people are more naturally an artist, just like some people are more naturally a musician or a chef, but everybody can learn to do mediumship. I have taught people that you would think would have a very difficult time to open their mediumship abilities, because everyone has clairs, just like everybody can breathe and sense and see and feel. So things like that. So here's what we're going to do. Here's the agenda for tonight. Now, if you're over on the Tube of You, which is where I am also too, if you're wondering why I'm splitting my time here, I can see both you guys really well. So that's wonderful. Every Friday, this is the agenda. So, and on Mondays and Wednesdays, we do different things as far as what we're doing. I'll explain that in a minute, but I want to get you guys all up to speed if you're new to my work. Okay. So every Friday, more or less, what we do is we channel a goddess of the week. So there's always a goddess of the week that is supporting our growth, our collective, and our development and our healing. Typically, it's one of the goddesses. It's from the Celtic pantheon. It's from the Norse pantheon. It's from the Kemetic pantheon sometimes, or it is from the Hellenic or Greek pantheon. Oh, you work with Ain and Danu. Amazing. Ain came through for us a few weeks ago, by the way. No, about 6 weeks ago. Ain came through. So that's amazing. Okay, Amy said frequency and practice. Okay, so we're going to do this. Is really exciting, you guys, to have a lot of friends here. So I highly encourage you guys also to follow me on the Tube of You, because I do a lot of education on there, a little more in-depth work. So that's always kind of fun. Hi, Karen, which is great. And I live stream there every Friday as well. So welcome in. Okay, so what I'm going to do to get started so I stay on track is we're going to be seeing which goddess is fourth. Now, I'm an educator, so I know TikTok is used to moving very quick and having lots of bells and whistles and entertainment. I'm an educator, though, so I slow things down a little bit. So that means that we are going to discover who the goddess is. We're going to get a message from her. We're going to pull one of the books that gives information about her. Hi, Dion. And so that is something that we do a lot on the Tube of You. So if you're wanting to slow it down and you're in that, if you're skimming, you may not get all the information, and that is okay. It's Friday night. I do not hold that against you at all. Right, guys? But we go into it here. We do education around here. We are a little bit about, we're a little bit in the depths of education with spiritual practice. We talk a lot here. So that's what we do. Right, everybody? So so sometimes what I do is I channel directly. I either do more of a inspirational speaking with the goddess. Either she comes and connects with me. Sometimes I do transmediumship with her. Often we don't do that as much because there's other things going on. It just depends on what I'm feeling drawn to. Sometimes we do work with the dowsing rods to get communication, because we love to do that here. That's one of the things. So I am going to go ahead and open up my energy field and to see who's coming forth. If you have questions, you guys, thank you so much. One thing for the tiki-talkie, if you guys can do me a favor and do the daily heart me, that actually really helps me get my workout on the FYP. And also, if you want to send any kind of gifts, that's also appreciated. But the Go Popular ones are really helpful because that gets you out on the FYP. Thank you guys for joining my fan club. Yay, I'm excited. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to see who comes forth. And if you want a little different experience, you can always follow me on the Tube of You. Make sure you subscribe. Is everybody ready? I'm excited. We've got 8 people and 14 people. To me, that's a big, wonderful number of wonderful souls. Thank you for being here. If you're wondering, what is she doing? This is my Friday night live stream. Every Friday, I go live. If you guys don't know me, my name is Carey. I'm a spiritual medium, a mentor, a teacher. Hi, Mitch. So I teach spiritual development, psychic development, mediumship, the Akashic records, healing, and I'm also work as a spiritual business coach. That's another part of the work I do. So welcome in. I'm so excited you guys are here. You feel free to, hi Brenda, feel free to ask questions. I'm also streaming live on the Tube of You. So if you're wondering why my eyes are looking, it's because I'm doing both. Feel free to follow me over here as well, because it's like we do a lot of education here. Allie, oh my gosh, listening in while I get ready to head out to football. Yay. Hi, Roxanne. Hi, Britt. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to start channeling, you guys. This is actually, I'm not sure what kind of channeling I'm going to do. There's different types of channeling. It's not always the same. So I'm going to just tune in and see what I'm meant to do. I have a feeling I'm going to do more like inspirational speaking, which means I'm going to telepath with one of the goddesses or the gods, whoever comes through, and we'll see. Okay, so if I close my eyes, you'll know what's going on. I'll explain to you. After this, we're going to get Airme in the house. Everybody say hi to my good friend Airme, who's an amazing medium and mentor and a colleague. I love her to goodness sakes. So hello up in here. We're about to do some channeling. Girl, I love you, Airme. All right, I'm going to close my eyes, you guys. I'm going to channel, and we're going to see which goddess is coming forth. So hang tight. I'll be there in a minute. My goodness, Butterfly Jen, I miss you. Good to see you, my love, my love. We need to have coffee. All right, I'm going to close my eyes and channel. Everybody welcome in. If you want a different experience, I'm on the Tube of You. If you're interested, you can also visit me there. I'll be right with you guys. Okay, I'm going to see who's coming forward, which goddess is stepping forward. Hang on a second. Okay, this is someone new. So let me just see who she is. All right, so I want to say something. This is a goddess who's really much more connected to the elemental realm and nature spirits. So she's showing me literally, she's holding up and showing me like she's got butterfly wings. So we're going to see. I feel like she's a representative of the elemental world. That's what I'm getting. This is quite interesting. And the reason is, if you guys don't know yet, I have a membership called Goddess Rising. I'll let you guys know more about that shortly. And in Goddess Rising, every month we have a different theme. Often we work with a different goddess, but we're working with the cycles of the moon. We are working with the seasons. We're working, we have a different focus and topic for spiritual growth, healing every month. And this month we are working with plant spirits, plant allies. Everybody should know that. Hi, Christy. No, actually, this is interesting. We're just starting to tap into, every month we have a different goddess. Usually I live stream Friday nights on the Tube of You. And every Friday night, we always bring in a new goddess, basically to send us in a collective through the week, bring a message, bring forth information, guidance, wisdom, things of that nature. So it's different every time. We have different goddesses, all from different pantheons that we work with, that are open pantheons. We never work with closed practices. But this week, it's very interesting. I'm going to close my eyes because I'm looking at her. In my Goddess Rising membership, every month we work with a different goddess, and we have a different theme, and it's all connected in with nature, the cycles of nature. It's connected in with astrological symbolism, but also the moon cycles. But this month we actually are connecting with plant allies. And if you don't know about that, stick around. I'll talk to you about it more. So we are working with plant allies. And so who comes forth when we're channeling this goddess for this week, full week of September, really technically, that I'm here. This is a female spirit who's connected to the plant kingdom and to nature spirits. So she's connected more as an elemental. Okay, that's what I'm getting. This is a first. My regulars on Tube of You will know this. Okay, so I'm going to dip into her energy, and I'm seeing what her message with. So she is not a spirit, an elemental spirit she's not a spirit that we normally have. Normally, we have one of the popular goddesses. So we might have Freya, we might have the Morgan, we might have Hecate, we might have Bridget. Right, everybody? We might have Artemis. This is different for us. This week we have an elemental spirit coming forth. So let's get what her message is. Yes, exactly. And then I'll definitely, very Celtic vibes. Jess is picking up on this. She's saying this is giving a type of fae, and I love it. So she is telling me she's a representative of the elemental and she's not telling me fae. She's actually plant spirit. So I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to bring forth what her message is. Okay, guys, and we're going to see what she has to say. Please be sure to, if you have questions about Goddess Rising, please be sure to either come in the chat on Tube of You, or you can also do the Service Plus, and I'll get back to you here on TikTok. So let me just check and see what she has to say. Okay. I think I'm going to channel her. I just got through with a weekend of doing Transmediumship. So stick with me, guys. I'm going to bring her through directly and just channel her energy because I think that's the best. Many of you have been shifting your energy to connect with elements such as light, sound, smell, taste, touch. And as you open up your abilities, you will notice that you become more in kinship with the natural world. The natural world is not separate from you. It's a part of you. It's a memory, part of your cells. Many lifetimes ago, you would have been much more connected to nature spirits. You would have connected with the plants around you, the earth elements. You would have not felt a separation or a disconnection. But now, as it were, you're getting back to your roots. No pun intended. Your roots are what your body is made of, what your cells are made of, your tissue, and your ancestry. If you wish to connect with nature spirits, also plant allies, as the host formerly mentioned, you can simply open your space up during meditation and ask for the plant ally that you'll work with to come forth. You will be presented with one. They will have much to teach you, and you can spend time in communion like you would a friend. Learn about the nature spirits, the elemental spirits. Ask them what you need to know. How can you cure the disconnect between the planet, yourselves, and the link between humanity and the natural world? As you connect in with plants and nature, you'll feel a flow of energy akin to nothing else, because you will be flowing in essence with the world around you, not separate. You'll be more in synastry with the natural world. If you're wondering what my name is, you can call me Ruby. I am a part of the crystal family, and I am connected to the heart chakra. I have been known in some circles as being a princess of the crystalline grid. I help people heal their heart, their lungs, their blood, and their ancestral lines. You can call upon me at any time and enjoy yourself when it comes to ruby red. You will be moving energy through your bloodstream and galvanizing lower vibrational energies in order to feel a sense of more light flowing through your veins. Be well, my friends. We will see one another again. Until then. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that. Wow. Well, I think some of you guys do know that last weekend I was away. Thank you so much. She was beautiful, wasn't she? I've never channeled a crystal spirit. Thank you guys for the gifts. I appreciate you. That was interesting. So just a little bit of a note, if you guys don't know me. So again, thank you, Maria. I really appreciate you. We love Ruby. We love her. She's a crystal spirit. Was not expecting that. Was not expecting that. So that is called, Nina, that is called Transmediumship. Transmediumship. And that is essentially what I was doing all last weekend, is I was getting into trance. We'll talk more about that if you guys have questions about that. Also, my dear friend, Lorenda Carr Medium, who's not here tonight because she's busy. We do Transmediumship together. We have a show called The Channeling Experiment, which if you're following me on the Tube of You, we do it twice a month. I don't think we're doing this weekend, but probably next weekend. Oh, good. Jess. Yeah. So make sure you subscribe to the Tube of You. Regina, we're also on the Tube of You. So let me tell you guys quick. Do you guys want to know a little bit about the mediumship, the transmediumship, just briefly? If you want, we can talk about that. And then after that, we're going to move on to Akashic Records messages for the collective. And then what do we need to know for the collective? That was so fun. Quick things. So when I was in my 20s, I learned how to do transmediumship. I used to channel more guides and deities then, okay, in my 20s. And then I just kind of turned it off and stopped. I read a book. I'll show you guys too on it. It's not here. I read a book on trance channeling, and I thought, wow, this is so natural for me. And I know the little spirit. Wasn't she beautiful? Love her. Ruby. So I started doing trance mediumship very young. It's very natural for me, right? And I always wonder, why am I so good at like doing it's like it always feels very easy for me to do, like take on. When I did acting for a lot of years, and it was always easy for me to like slip into character. Well, because I'm a trans medium, that's why. So anyway, but then I pulled away from trans mediumship. Nina, join my fan club. Love you. So I'm also on the Tube of You guys, and Jess too. I'm over here on Tube of You. If anybody wants to join, it's up to you guys. You don't have to. Either way, you're getting all of me here. So this is the first time I'm live streaming on both, which is sort of fun. I think we're going okay, right? A little bit of my YouTubers are used to me kind of focusing on them all the way. But so anyway, so we're talking about trans mediumship. So anyway, channeling spirits, it's different. It's just a different experience. So I'm going to ask my Tube of viewers, do you like being in the experience more on the Tube of You or on Tiki-Taki? What do you guys feel? And I'll let you know what they say. It's a different experience. Yes, I'm doing free psychic messages. Now, I'm not going to do messages for individuals tonight. I'm doing it for the collective. What I do my free messages on Mondays and Wednesdays in the mornings. These are collective okay, good. You're okay with both. Tammy says she's okay with both. Okay, thanks, Tam. TikTok feels more like a FaceTime. YouTube feels a little less personal, but still good. Okay, everyone's kind of different. So that's why I want to do both. Okay, so anyway, trance mediumship. So what I'm doing when I'm connecting with these spirits is I'm blending them with their energy, and then I'm moving my consciousness sort of to the background. So it's just a little bit different. That's why it feels the way it does right? Okay. Next, what we're going to do, we just did our channel messages and we had Ruby. I don't have a symbol for her, but she is here, which I'm amazing. Thank you for the follow, Gris. So we're going to now move into Akashic Records messages. Okay, guys. So if you don't know what the Akashic Records are, let me know in the comments. If you're familiar with it, wonderful. But I'm going to be bringing forth messages. Now, I teach the Akashic Records. I feel like YouTube sometimes like a more intimate group with a little less riffraff trolls. She's right. We do have less trolls over on YouTube. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're doing an Akashic Records messages. These are going to be for the collective. I'm going to be tapping into what do we need to know for the beginning of September. What is the energy? So part of this is I'm going into the Akashic Records and I'm going to tap into what does this collective who's listening now or who's watching this on the replay, what do they need to know? Okay, so that's what we're going to start with. So I'm going to tap in. I'm going to check in with the Akashic Records guides that I work with, and we're going to see what the message is. And these are collective messages. So if you're new, by the way, hello and welcome. Hi, Alicia. My name is Carey. I'm a psychic medium and mentor, and I have I teach classes. I do coaching. I also have a membership called Goddess Rising. You definitely want to check it out. All of the information is found right here, or else you can also do the service plus if you have more questions. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and check in with the Akashic records and get what are the messages we need to know. I may be pulling some cards, so stay tuned. Let me talk to my guides and I'll see what they say. Okay, I'll be right with you. Thanks for reaching out. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm getting in the Akashic records for this collective. If it resonates, wonderful. If it doesn't, you can release it for the month of September. This is what's coming through for me in my meditation. So last month, if some of you might remember, was a very difficult month when it came to physical shedding. So for those of you who relate to being on your ascension path or you're on your spiritual growth path, you probably would have known or been aware of the fact that maybe August could have been a more challenging month than normal. My guides had mentioned this to me initially, that was going to be a difficult month. They said that they said it from the very beginning. They said, this is not going to be an easy month. You are going to be releasing a lot physically. You are going to be careful because you don't want to pay attention to your body, be grounded, because otherwise you could, do things like have accidents, run into things. If you're a little bit spaced out, this also means getting into, situations with your vehicle. I have to watch what I say and things like that. And people I knew many people that I love that got into car accidents, that had accidents, but also as an example for me, my back went out for 3 weeks. I got sick in August. And so I knew what does that represent though? If you can take this, you had Gris is saying, I did have an incident with your vehicle. Yes. And someone I care about very much also had something with their vehicle as well. So, and here's what I want to say. When it gets down in our spiritual growth to where we are shedding energy in the physical way, right? Meaning that you're seeing the shedding literally going from, yes, is exactly, Nina. It means you are releasing energy on a physical level. So you've moved from the spiritual, etheric, catheric level down through the layers of your aura and your physical energetic body into your physical DNA. So it's actually a very good sign when this happens. So that was August, but now we're moving into something different. Now we're moving into synthesizing and moving through all the things that we shed in the month of August. Now we're having to move through that and then still be in a bit of a transitional state. Okay. And the transitional state has a lot to do with the fact is, imagine if you just peeled a lot of layers off of a piece of fruit. Let's say it was an orange. You peeled all of the peel off of an orange. What you're left with then is the very center. And the center has not been totally reestablished yet. You see? So the center is still a little bit vulnerable and not totally ready to go out on its own. It's very symbolic, right? So what we want to think about for you, this collective who are on their path, is you want to think about how September now, after the shedding of August, is going to feel still like you're not quite ready to make your moves. You're not quite ready to spring forward on all of your manifestations. You're still collecting energy and strength in this new state. It's kind of like when a baby, when a baby is born and in the first stages, it doesn't run, it has to go through its different steps. It's very much like this. This is what they're telling me. They're also showing me that right now, some of you guys are starting to get pieces of information about your next steps in your path. You might not have all of the information, and this would come in the form of downloads, and also possibly you might feel your crown buzzing, like something's coming in. So I do want to acknowledge that you are starting to feel these shifts, that probably is going to be happening, but I don't see big moves. I'm glad that resonates. Oh my gosh. I don't see big moves until like the end of September, more or less. Now, there's always going to be the exception to the rule. I think most of you guys really know that. So allow for that to occur, right? Allow for that experience to happen. But trust your own inner compass. Now, this is what we work on in all of the work I do with my clients, my students, and in my membership. Thank you for the follow, Boo Aqua. In my membership in Goddess Rising, we work on this. We work on moving past the patriarchal, more, I would say, Western religion-based blueprint of how to function in the world into more of an earth-based, nature-based, divine, sacred, feminine flow of life. So we're paying more attention to that, which means that we're not trying to manifest from hustle culture. We're trying to manifest with resonance. Okay. And so that's part of what we're doing. So if you enjoy that kind of support, that kind of information, please be sure to check out Goddess Rising. We have some amazing changes going on in there on some of what we're also doing. So we meet live once a month, and then we have 2 times if you're in the upper tier where we do divination and development. So we do spiritual development for intuitive development, spirit communication, mediumship, working with different types of divination tools. We might do like crystal ball and scrying and working, with the rods, all kinds of fun things, pendulum work. So wonderful. So Jess is saying, I'm an elementary school teacher, so it's hard not to be stuck in hustle culture. I know it. I totally get that. It makes so much sense. It really, really does. It's tough, isn't it? All right. So seeing as though now I'm going to move into, I'm really feeling drawn to pulling some cards for the rest of this Akashic message. So stay tuned. Now here, like I said, we use different types of divination tools here. So I'm going to pull some runes. I'm feeling very drawn to pulling runes. I have both a deck, which is a rune deck, which is kind of nice. And I also have a beautiful wooden rune deck. So we're going to do that. And I'm just going to see if anybody else has any, what other messages might come through from any guides, goddesses, or guides that want, any guides that want to come through to give us a message. We are open and willing to take in that information. So it's really nice to be here. Also, everybody knows this. If you're interested in doing a private session with me, or I've got a variety of them, please feel free to just put it in the Service Plus or check out my picture. And most of you guys know here. Starting next week, I'm going to be opening up the floor here during these lives on Fridays to do, if you want to do a paid reading, and you can do that ahead of time. Then we'll put it on at the end of the group reading. Okay, so let's get some messages through from the runes deck that we're using. Now, runes are very interesting because runes, as you know, they are symbols which were found, they're Elder Fuhark, and they're connected in with Scandinavian culture, Norwegian culture. It's like the original alphabet, but they are in the sense of they provide a symbol, but the symbol means many, like has depth and meaning. It's not just one word, right? But when you string them together, you create a whole conversation. So I'm going to show you what we have here, and I'll show everybody this. The first card we have, or rune, is the Perth throw, which is mystery, divination, and chance. So I'll show you guys that. Yes, Jen, you would love them. They're amazing. Let me just turn this so you guys can see, and then I'll show everybody on the tube of you. So that is Perth throw. This is actually a really nice deck to work with. Typically, most of the time you see rune, you just see the symbol. Okay. Everybody here, showing you guys on the tube of you. And then we have urus, which is also very connected in with It represents like livestock. If you know from cultures of antiquity that your livestock is really everything to do with your stability and security. Urus, strength, vitality, and wildness. That symbol there. One thing that's very interesting with the runes is you can string them together to make them create their own symbol, just like you can string together things to create a sigil. Very similar, everybody, right? Does anybody remember 2 weeks ago, what did we call, I'm trying to remember the name of that rune. It's a certain kind of rune. Amber might remember, but when you string them together, then it has its own name. It's a certain kind of rune. I'll think of it. We looked it up last time. And here's the last one. We have the Reidho, which is travel, journey, and transformation. Note, if you want safe travels, you can carry the rune sigil with you. This one in particular with one of the other ones that represent luck and good fortune. So what do these three mean together when we string them together? I know, it's okay, Amber. I'm kind of putting you on the spot. We have mystery, divination, chance with Pertho. We have Uruz, which is strength, vitality, and wildness. And then we have travel, journey, travel, and transformation. This to me seems like this is not necessarily a travel of a destination outside of yourself going somewhere. This is a travel that goes on your own spiritual path. That's really what I'm feeling, especially with the Pertho, because this is mystery, divination, and chance. Bindrune. It's Bindrune. Thank you, Amber. So thank you so much, positivity and peace. And you and Amber got it at this. Thank you. We're still learning together. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We had it on the tip of our tongue. We were all learning because I'm learning along with. I'm not an expert in runes. I'm very obvious. I'm candid about that. But I will say who's been teaching me about runes, because I'm a channel, is I work with Odin. And Odin, I channeled him here a couple of weeks ago, and he's teaching me about the runes, which is pretty neat. Okay, so to me, this seems like a journey of our spiritual path. This seems to me like a journey that we go on when we want, when we have a destination to go to. But remember earlier, one of the things we were talking about when it came to where we are for this month of September, it's not a journey of action and motion and doing things. It's a journey of being with self and discovering, your own spiritual path within. So it's a very strong symbol here for me, for us in September. This is a time of harvest too. If we're in the Western Hemisphere, this is a time when if you go to a winery, this is when they do the pick. This is when they harvest everything, correct? We also have more connection with Wicca, right? Modern Wicca. We have Mabon, which is more of a celebration connected also with harvest and this time of year, changing of the seasons. Actually, something I found out interesting about Mabon is it's actually didn't get its name until like the 1970s, which is very much connected, I think, if you look at Wiccan traditions, even the Wheel of the Year. That's not an ancient practice. We use it in the work I do and with Goddess Rising because more people are familiar with it and it's becoming a bit more universal, and so you don't have to adopt it. But that's one thing I'm really getting here for that. Okay, everybody. So that is our symbolism for this week. The message here is the journey you're going on is definitely within. It may not be as action oriented. So be mindful of that. And notice any symbols that come forth. Also, we really got a strong connection tonight for our channeled message from the goddesses. And welcome if you're coming in. I'm going to talk to everybody in a second who's coming in on TikTok. Welcome. But I wanted to say that when it comes to what we do here on this channel. So I'm a spiritual mentor and a teacher, and we're always learning here. We're always growing. I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm sharing, what knowledge I have with you. You're sharing with me. It's a wonderful community. It's a safe and respectful community when people are supportive of each other based in healing. Okay. So that is what we have for the week. This is a very unusual kind of situation, guys, isn't it? For our Akashic work and our work we have with, when it comes to the messages from the goddess. I've never channeled a crystal goddess before. That is a first. That's a first. All right. So if any of you who are here on the Tube of You, I want to thank you for being here. If you're on TikTok, I want to thank you for being here. If you guys don't know me, my name is Carey Koss. I am a psychic medium and a mentor. I'm right now live streaming on the Book of Face, on Tube of You, and also here on TikTok. Excited to be here with all of you. I cannot read the chat. Oh, I love you, Jen. I'm going to be in the shop tomorrow if you want to come by and say hello, by the way. Jen lives near me. So if you're interested in spiritual development, in readings, in mediumship development, in healing, in working with goddesses, if you're on this path of the sacred feminine, you are welcome here. And if you're just an ally to any of those things, you're all welcome here. We're excited. So a little bit of note, I wanted to let everybody know, I am now live streaming 3 times a week. First of all, I will always keep our Friday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but I'm trying out a couple different times. I'm going to work in the mornings on my time Monday and Wednesday in the morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. During those times, I'm going to be doing channeled messages for sure, but also we're going to be doing some energy healing together, meditating, visualizing, maybe working on collective energy as a group to be able to work through things and to tap into our intuition, things of that nature. So if you're following along, thank you for being here. I do more educational content on the Tube of You. So if you're new to the Tube of You, please follow, subscribe, share, watch a video all the way through. It really helps me tremendously. So thank you for being here. All right. So next on our agenda, okay, I get you. I'm sure you're busy. I do have a reading scheduled at 1 o'clock, I think, but I'm going to be getting in there about 10:30. So, okay. So here's what I want to say. The next thing we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be getting an ancestor message. Okay. Now, when I do ancestor message, you might ask yourself, how is that different from mediumship? It's actually no different. The only difference is sometimes we do more of a collective ancestor message. So I ask all the ancestors who are benevolent and uplifted and enlightened, who are connected to people who are here in the chat or who are in live stream. We ask them to come forth and we ask them to bring forth collective messages. Now, sometimes we do have one ancestor or loved one that comes through and makes themselves known. It just depends on the night, the day, right, guys? We've had both of those things happen. It's really fun, actually, kind of neat. So if that's you, please feel free to claim that this could be your person. But also remember, we might have some postcards for a lot of people here. So hang on a sec. Now, starting next week, if you want to get on my list to get a mini reading, right? Or if you want to purchase a message, all the information for that can be found on my page I'll say it, you guys know where it is here because it's written on the Tube of You. And if you're wondering where it is on the TikTok, then you go to where my picture is. Everything is there. So you can purchase a reading and then you'll be getting your reading during the live stream. Now, let me say this. If you can't come for that, it will be posted on the live stream feed that is saved on the Tube of You. Nice thing is you can have your name on it or you can use an alias. It's up to you because it's private. And that it will be time stamped. So you'll know, let's say it's my friend Jen. Jen 1017 is when yours starts. So if that's something you want to do, let me know. Now, many of you guys are my private clients. So if you're wanting a reading this weekend, like a mini one, we can definitely fit it in at some point. And the other thing is just reach out to me through the Service Plus, and you guys know kind of how that goes. All right. Okay, so let's get into the ancestor messages. I have a feeling there's a lot coming forward. So I'm going to see how this looks if I turn this off. Oh, that's so bright. Isn't that so bright? It's like it's still light outside. I don't think I need that light. It's amazing how bright that is. Okay, ancestors. Let's get into it, ancestors. Let's see what the ancestors are wanting. Let me put myself back in here. Hang on a second. Okay, let's get to the ancestors. Actually, I kind of like this better because I like this side. Okay, here we go. I'm going to check in with the ancestors. I want to see who's coming forward or if we're getting a group message. Remember, sometimes ancestors, guys, can go back a long way, right? So stay tuned. Also, at the end of tonight's presentation, I am going to be giving away one reading, which will be done. Okay. I haven't decided how I'm going to choose who's going to get it or how that's going to work. But believe me, someone's going to get a reading and I'll figure out something. Okay. It'll be fair and equitable. And because I know a lot of you, so we'll figure out a system for doing that. Okay, everybody. If you're wondering also why I'm looking in both places, because I'm also streaming on the two of you and on the Book of Face, but I can't see any comments on the Book of Face. So just to let you know, if you want to pop in and get a little bit more info, you can either come into the chat, or if you're on the FYP, come on in. It's nice in here. You're like, who is that lady? I don't know. She's talking with crystal beings and she's talking about ancestors and what's going on. She's talking about runes and Odin. She's channeling. Yep. That's what's happening. Oh yeah. Okay. So here's what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to tap in and see again. This is a little bit different than what a lot of mediums do on here. I am an evidential medium. I do that all the time. But when I do these live streams, I like to bring forth ancestor messages, and ancestors can sometimes go back quite a few generations. So I'm going to see what comes in. Come on in. The water's fine, Meg. Meg's like, come on in. It's nice in here, right? Okay, let's see what we got. So welcome in, guys. Again, I'm going to tap in and see what the ancestors are coming forward. We might get a few ancestors. Lorna. Hello, lovey. Okay, we're doing ancestor work here. Let's see what we're getting. It might be kind of general. So here we go. Take it if it resonates. So good to see you too, Lorna. Okay, here we go. So this may sound kind of general, and I'm okay with that. So take it into your heart if it makes sense. So first of all, this is what I'm getting. It's what's being impressed upon me from these ancestors is this. There is so much pride from these ancestors coming forward for you. They are pressing upon trying to connect with your heart center and really just letting you know that they are with you. And how you're asking, how can I connect with my ancestors, right? Especially as we move into this time when the veil changes, we shift, at least in the Western Hemisphere, we move into this time of year when we say the veil gets thin. The veil is always thin if you're working on it, but it does, the air changes, the energy changes. We go more within. I think that's really more of what it's at. So they're saying the way you can connect with them is in the heart center. Okay. And there's just a hi, James. Nice to see you. I'm so glad you came in. So hang out. We'll talk in just a second. Love to talk to you. So there is a deep connection here. This is, again, we're talking to ancestors. Now, ancestors for me, you guys, go back at least 3 generations. This is different than your loved ones in the spirit world. Your ancestors, and some of you haven't necessarily got into connecting with your ancestors, and that is okay. But I will let you know, those of you who are starting to open up your energy and connect with ancestors they can feel you. Okay. They are feeling your energy. You feel 7 generations. That's amazing. Well, definitely, I'm going to get to all the comments as soon as I deliver the message. I love this. So I really have to let you know that these ancestors are really appreciative and grateful for you putting the effort forward to connect with them. So some of you I am seeing are doing, you've created a little altar space for your ancestors. I'm seeing a little, like an image of like a little bowl. I have one right like a bowl, like so. I have some herbs in here that I've used on my altar, but I'm seeing like a little, I feel like some of you have a little thing like this for your ancestors, not with the herbs in there. And your ancestors love this. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of people's ancestors, and I'm getting ringing in my ears for confirmation. I'm seeing ancestors on like both sides of your family kind of coming in. And Nina said she heard, "We love you." They do. Your ancestors just adore you. That's what I think we really miss, that because we think, well, we can't see them. How do they help us? Well, if you think about everything in the world starts on an energy level, every single thing, including us. And so they, just because they're not in physical form, does not mean they're not connected to you, but they do sort of need to be recognized and be, thanked and connected with. We don't owe them anything, but if you want to enrich, this relationship, then you just stay open, say thank you to them and connect, right? So we want to be just aware of that beautiful kind of correspondence, the energy, the thread of energy. Now, the other thing I'm seeing, some of you are really looking into your heritage. So you're doing your family tree, and you're looking at some of the different, let me know if this makes sense to you guys. If you're doing and starting to look into your ancestors, I'm seeing ancestral veneration. So, yep, Jen says, yep. And so what they're showing me is like a link that is coming into like, it trails in and it's coming into your upper chakras. And so they're giving you a guidance. They're kind of leading you down the path of how you can get more information about finding out about your ancestors. So it has a whole way that it's working. It's quite beautiful, actually. If you think about that, that is such a great energy of like energy coming toward you. And that's how you connect with them, is they're sending you images and pictures and memories and giving you inspiration to sort of research and look into things and go a little bit deeper. You know what I mean? So there is they want to congratulate you is really what I'm seeing. Hang on, I got to do the puzzle piece for TikTok. So they are congratulating you is what they're showing me for doing the legwork. So how many of you, I know Jen said she are looking into your ancestry right now on any of these pages, depending on where you are? You can put it in the comments. And if you're interested, you can just say interested. Okay, so Amber here on the tube of you says, I appreciate this reminder to tend to my altar as well, LOL. Alicia says, I love tracking my lineage. And so, yes, your loved ones do visit you. They do. I'm not doing individual readings, but absolutely, absolutely they do. Tasha, I'm so glad you're interested. There's some good books on ancestral veneration. I'll definitely post about those shortly. But the essentials of ancestral veneration start with maybe creating some kind of an altar for your ancestors somewhere in your home. Hang on a second. Hebrew is saying over a year and deepening more and more. That's beautiful. I love that. So the thing about working with your ancestors too is that sometimes it takes a little while to start feeling the connection. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate you. Sometimes it takes a little while to get the connection warmed up, because if it's not, it's kind of like you're waking them up to the connection. So my mentor, the person who taught the class for the students in my school is Miss Keisha K. and Keisha K, who's also a coach and a mentor and a medium here on the Tiki Talkie, and a dear friend of mine. So what she said is sometimes it takes a while for your ancestors who are over like 3 generations back to really start being able to feel your energy and get connected, which is very true. I know it happened for me that way, right? And so, but having some kind of an altar somewhere for them, something simple. The thing that Keisha always told my students, we love Keisha K, she's one of my besties. I'm going to have to bring her on live sometime on a Friday. I need to interview her too. So we'll bring her on a Friday sometime. So with an ancestor altar, something you want to think about doing, you guys, is putting it in a place that is very like a common busy place. I have mine in my living room. Putting it in the kitchen, the living room, the dining room is somewhere you're actively, connecting is what you want to do. So you want to think about that, right? And the other thing is that you want to think about what you'd want to put on the ancestor altar. So things that are maybe connected to your heritage, maybe some family photos, and then feeling into it and opening up your energy and saying, I wonder what they would like. Now, my ancestors love plants. And they don't mind a little bit of something to drink every now and again. So I usually give them a little vodka, possibly, because, or maybe some wine or some tea, coffee, usually some kind of a little dessert. Or if I'm eating something I think they would like, I do that. So Yamila says, I've always been interested. I just bought my first item for my altar, slowly getting there. That's beautiful. And there, it's very, take your time with the ancestor altar, you guys, because it's very, remember, it's a relation. It's sort of like if you have people coming into your house, right? You want to serve them like something, you want to get them, make sure they're comfortable, make sure they're cozy. You want to give them a blanket. Maybe you want to give them something to eat. You want to show them the family pictures, stuff like that. Now, I haven't told my members this yet, but I have a membership called Goddess Rising. Next month in Goddess Rising in October, we're going to be doing, guess what? We're going to be doing a class on ancestral veneration and for Samhain and a little bit more witchy stuff because, hello, it's October. But I thought about that. And one of the things we're going to learn to do are some things about how do we get connected if we have different branches of our family and how do we do that? Yay. I know, I'm so excited. It came to me today. The guides brought it in. Super excited. So yes. So also I'm making a lot of pitches for Goddess Rising, but Goddess Rising, we meet one time live per month and we have a theme for every month. And then 2 times a month, so it's 3 times total, we do divination and development. So we do spiritual development, which is either intuitive development, channeling, spirit communication, right? We learn about tarot. We do a lot of different things in there. And we're practicing doing little readings on each other. So, and sometimes it's just for personal use, but it can also be for professional. That's all my foundational work, right? That's what I do. And so if you're interested. Also, everybody, I'm kind of telling everybody, I am doing a free workshop. Who's excited? On how to access your Akashic records. It's just an intro version of it. So it's going to be more of an experience. It's not going to be my whole training. Yes, Jen, everybody who wants to come to my free workshop, go to my profile. It'll say it in there on my picture. I got to watch my words on the Tiki Talkie. So, okay. Now I'm going to pull some cards for the week because we haven't done that yet. I want to see what they want us to know. So everybody stay tuned. I don't know what deck. If everybody knows, this is the way it goes. And then, like I said, I promised you guys I'm just going to give away one reading. If you're a person who's like, oh, I really want to get a reading with her, you can. But what you can do if you do that is, since I'm just going to do one reading tonight, if you really want to do one of my readings, what I consider my live readings, that's my most affordable option, you can purchase. If you go to my picture, you'll see all the information. You can purchase one. I will be recording a collective group. They are going to be then uploaded to the tube of you, and they will be time stamped. Does that make sense? If you don't want your information out to the general public, I can put it under another name. Everything will be time stamped, so you'll be able to know. That's my most sort of affordable option for readings. And you guys know I do psychic readings, I do past life readings, I do aura readings, chakra readings, I do mediumship, and a variety of things. Okay. Akashic records. Let's get it. Okay. So a couple things now. Everybody up in here who knows me knows I love me some decks. But guess who got 2 new decks since I saw you last? It's a little ridiculous. You are right. Now, everybody knows that I love the woman who made the Crow Tarot deck, MJ Cullinane, who then makes her own decks. Okay. I'm going to see if I have those in my bags here. I don't think I have them here. Let me see. Where are you? I'm looking for something. One second. See if I have it here or if it's somewhere else. Where are you? Oh, I see it here. Is that it? Yeah. Hold on a second. Everybody stick with me. Okay. Here we are. So many of you guys know that I love decks. Obviously, a lot of you do. Hang on, I'm putting my thing straightening it out. So many of you guys know I love my bespoke decks. I love them so much. So I've got 2 new decks, both from MJ Cullinane, who is from the area. She's from the Pacific Northwest. So I live in Oregon, and MJ Cullinane lives on the San Juan Islands off of Seattle. Jen will know where that is, or any of you guys from the Pacific Northwest, or if you know your geography, you'll know where that is. It's a beautiful part of the country. So MJ Cullinane, you'll notice her decks, you're like, I can't find them on Amazon. Guess what? That's right, because she produces her own now and has them manufactured herself in the United States. So she does everything herself. She doesn't print that. You were there over the weekend? Shut up. You were? But check it out. So this is, again, from MJ Cullinane, because I'm a nerd. Look at this. I'll show you guys in a sec. I'm going to do 2 screens. Look at this. You were at a wedding? Look at this. MJ Cullinane, the Magpie Tarot. You'll know that. So you can only buy these on her website now. Beautiful, right? Let me show my other group. Sorry, guys. Do we love it? It's a perfect, like, I love this. I'd much rather have this than a box any day. I love a box, but it's, of course, you can literally put crystals in here, whatever you want. I kind of like this. So she got this printed. Anyway, so this is the new deck. Like, I feel like I should be like her spokesperson. So I have 2 of hers. This is not the one I have. The other one's downstairs. This is the Magpie Tarot. There's a bunch. So she has a, this is it. This is it. It's so beautiful. You guys are going to freak. This is a combination of some of her other decks. And so look how beautiful. I'm getting all this wrong. The Hermit card. I'm not going to show you every card, but I'll show you some. They're beautiful, aren't they? So this is very much this is the Magpie. Yeah, this is the Magpie. This is it. She loves animals like I do, and many of us do. Sheesh, right? Look at these. So these are kind of combinations of other ones, you know. Look at she dedicated this. She also has a lot of critters now that she lives up there. You're in trouble. I know, right? Hello. She has a lot of critters that live up in Vashon Island where she lives. Actually, I think she lives, I don't know if she lives on Vashon. I think she might. Anyway, so you guys get the drift. Just gorgeous. So anyway, that's one of the decks I got. I mean, really. But then the second one is a combination of our other decks. I'm in so much trouble. Oh, look at these. Actually, whoops. Did you see that? Literally, I just flew them. That could have been so much worse. It didn't actually, they didn't explode. They just flew a little. Not too bad. That was hilarious. Okay, anyway, I won't show you guys all these because we'll be here all night. But anyway, some of these are really beautiful. These are combinations of other decks. You'll probably know this one if you like a cat. There's the Lovers. Aren't they beautiful? And then that one. guys. You've probably seen it because these are from some of her decks. So these are combined from other decks. So anyway, just a little thing. So I'm going to do in honor of her, in honor of now, she has free screensavers on her site. Oh, that's so nice. I love that. She's a wonderful person. I just feel like she and I would be friends. If we lived near each other. I'd be like, we'd be friends. I could test out and I could use all your cards. I could give you reviews. I could sell. I could literally imagine a life. I'd live on an island in the Pacific Northwest and I just do tarot readings and then maybe sell them. That would be a happy life for me. I would walk around with animals. That's some serious happiness. What do we think? All right, Spirit. Everybody, let's do it. Put your intention. What do we want to hear? I know she should come to Soulful, but she's happy on that island. I don't think she's. Hi, Nicole. Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, so I am going to be giving away a free reading to someone. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that because I have my tiki-takis and then I have my 2BUVs. So I'll figure it out. Okay, let me see what I have. Here we go. What do we need to hear for this week? What's the word? We have the 7 of Cups coming out on the table. I'll show you guys in a minute. We have the 4 of Swords. We know we got the information about us relaxing more. Hello, welcome in. And thank you guys. If you're coming to me from the Book of Face, thank you. I cannot read your comments, unfortunately. I don't know how to solve that problem. I'm sure I'll figure it out at some point, but okay. We have some really interesting energy coming up. That's our final word for the message when it comes through for a tarot reading. So I'm going to tell you what the cards are. You can let me know what you think of your interpretation of it. Okay. The first thing is we have pulled 4 cards. 2 of the cards have the number 4. What does everybody know in numerology about the number 4? Go ahead and put in the comments what you know about numerology for the number 4 for the tiki-taki. And what do we know about numerology there for the number 4 in the Tube of You? You guys tell me. It's boring just me always saying it. So, and then we also have the 7 of Cups and the 8 of Swords. Now, the 7 of Cups is together in the first part of this reading with the 4 of Swords. Okay. All right, here we go. Take a look at these. Look at that mountain. It almost looks like one of the mountains you can find in the Pacific Northwest. We have Mount Adams, Mount St. Helen, Mount Hood, and a crow. I saw a crow today. That was the closest I've gotten to a crow without it flying away. It was on the ground. It was just walking around. I was like, hi, friend. Did you know we're friends? Anyway, here we go. Okay, here we go. I'm reading what people are saying about the number 4. Okay. Organization. Absolutely, Tammy. Nicole says stability. Absolutely. Wonderful things. We also have building a solid foundation and diligence. Beautiful. So 4, remember structure, hard work. Remember what we said. This ties into the theme we had in the beginning. Trustworthy, seen as loyal, dependable, trustworthy. That's beautiful. Here's what I want to say. Remember, everything ties in together. From the message we got from the beginning, which was the channeled message, to what the advice is for this month. It's really about staying put. Number 4, building a solid foundation. The Pentacles energy is an energy of non-movement. Did you know that? It's a feminine energy. So you've shed a lot in the month of August. And now for the month of September, it's about staying put and allowing things to unfold. Don't rush. The other thing is the 4 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. Very hard to tell what this is, especially if you're not familiar with this deck. You'll notice there's a woman here at the top. She's sort of sitting at the top of this mountain. There's a shedding skin from a snake. She's chilling because it's the 4, right? And then the 7 of Cups. Notice the crow has so many choices. I'll show you guys in a second too. So what does everybody gleaning from this? Okay. 4 of Swords, 7 of Cups. 4, stability. observation, not moving anywhere, letting things unfold. 7 of Cups, you've got a lot of choices. You don't have the answers yet. We're not always meant to act every time we have to feel, and we don't have to make a decision all the time. This is what we're trying to learn in the unfoldment, in our spiritual evolution. Being more with the sacred feminine means not always acting. Reflecting, Jen says. See what I mean? So think about how that could show up for you. I want you to plan this month to let yourself unwind. Okay, let yourself unwind, to not have to act. Okay, April says to pause. That's such a beautiful one. So think about that. When we combine the number 4 with the number 7, we have the number 11. 11 is a very divine number. It's a number of divinity. It's a number, right? Beautiful. Nicole says recovery. I love it. But it also, if you break down the number 11, you get the number 2. The number 2 is when you're not making, you're split, and it's before you make a decision. You're in review, you're in reflection, right? And 2 is a breakdown of the number 4, which we started with. Great number, that 11. It really is. Okay. Then what's the outcome? And again, this is for the month of September. Okay. So we have the 4 of Wands. Again, the number 4, as we said, and the 8 of Swords. This is important. Okay. This is important. So get this. These are very dramatic, hard to read. 8 of Swords. We know what that means a lot. 4 of Wands. Now, these are very untraditional sort of representations, but I want to go into it. What do we know about the 4 of Wands? The 4 of Wands is a time of celebration in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. I should probably pull that out so you can look at it. I mean, get the visual. So the 4 of Wands is a time of celebration, right? It's a time of, usually that can represent some people like relationship, marriage, things like that, right? That's a time of, enjoying the one another. I love 11:11 too. But it also, sometimes we need you to, here's the more traditional 4 of Wands ish, more ish. 4 of Wands, traditional, right? So, and that really means like we're enjoying where we are. We're enjoying the hard work. We're enjoying the discovery. We are not rushing ahead to the next thing, So let's do that. Let's be more in our sacred feminine, which is we're sitting back in our bodies a little further. This is what my priestess mentor would say, sitting back in the body, not acting. Also, if you are feeling 8 of Swords, we know what that means. Typically, that's a more dramatic version. Again, I'll pull up the more traditional Rider-Waite-Smith version of the 8 of Swords. Sometimes when you're getting and you're feeling that sense of being like boxed in, you're maybe concerned about what action step to take. We just need to be there for a little while. Right? We just need to be there, not be concerned about what the next step is. It will come. But think about how much you learn in that process of that discovery. Quite a lot. When sometimes what we learn more sometimes in those situations of contraction than we do when we're in motion. Okay. All right. I'm going to just show you the 8 of Swords, and then we're going to come to wrap up this reading for the rest of the week and see what we need until next time. So a couple things to note is if you've joined me, I'm so appreciative of you. Feel that too, Jen? Good. All right. There's the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith version of the 8 of Swords. Notice that. Notice again, 8 of Swords, a little bit of a lesson here that all she needs to do is just, the ropes are loose. She can loosen them. She's connected to her intuition and her feelings with the water, and she can just take off her blindfolds, and she has a free passageway to get right out of that situation. She just doesn't feel it. So she feels like she's trapped. So self-imposed limitation, right? Amber says that 4 and 8 combo makes me think I want to relax, but feel like I can't and should. That contradiction is very normal, because 8 also in like the 8 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, right? The 8 of Pentacles. Well, the 8 of Pentacles is a little bit different, but those other 8s, they're a card of often moving away from something. right? Or having an urge to like unlock something. 8 of Swords is the limitation. 8 of Cups is I'm moving away from something. 8 of Wands is a movement, a quick movement. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles, which is focused on me. So Nina's saying that trap feeling resonates, some frustration. Yes, indeed. The other thing we want to remember is if you start to do any basic spell work, which you very might well do these, and you don't even have to be a got a new job but don't feel comfortable there. That might take a little bit of time too. And we'll talk about that. So the number 8 is kind of a card of contradiction. Let's go back a little bit further into even the Strength card, which is also representative from number 8. Okay. If you look at the Strength card, the lion and the woman taming the lion, you will notice that she is calming and soothing this very strong energy, and that it feels like there's a pressure there. You think, oh, she's taming the lion, but that job of remaining calm and grounded and soothed and non-reactionary is not easy. So the number 8 is a bit of there's a friction there, probably on some level, right? So that is what that is meaning for us this month, as we're looking at that in general, is that you're going to feel maybe like I should be acting, I should be doing something, right? But really, what Spirit's saying is, I want you to just loosen up and relax. Okay, so that's the message. All right, now we're going to pull one oracle card for the collective, and I'm going to see which one I want to pull. What is it going to be tonight? All right, where am I being drawn? Let me look around the room. Oh, I know. I have a really fun one, you guys, because remember, this month in Goddess Rising, we are doing plant allies. Okay, so we're going to pull from this ecological deck. Just a second. Okay. Again, we are all about education here on this channel. If you know, you know. Most of you know that about me. This deck I haven't pulled in a while, but it seems to be befitting. All right, so this is called the Canta G Oracle. This is a very special, if you like, first of all, if you love an oracle deck that has a system connected to it, but also a lot of different options, if you feel a connection with earth and ecology, and also things like symbolism, structure, this is the deck for you. The Canta G Oracle, an ecological spiritual guide and creative prompt deck. It is rich and interesting. Take a look. You think I was doing a pitch for this. I'm not. I don't get paid for this. This is look at the guidebook. It's incredible. So I digress. Lots there. You could go on. It has, I want to say, I know, it's so good. You can get it on the Big A. So in one particular so even under one card, it has 5 different aspects. It has keynotes, symbology, guidance, what the symbol is as an icon, what it is as a portal, a practice, a creative prompt, and the ecological connection. I mean, you just can't make it up. So because of our new friend that we channeled in the beginning of this reading, named Ruby. Has anyone been here since the beginning? Because we did some transmediumship with our new crystal friend, Ruby. That was interesting. Ruby. All right, let's pick it. This is a message. Here we go. All right. Oh my God, this is crazy because I just saw peaches today. We love Ruby. Are you guys ready for this? I'm going to read it. We got a peach so ripe. I notice the face in the tree, y'all. Notice the face in the peach. The world, I mean, all energy is alive, right, friends? Look at that. Who's ready for this? I almost bought peaches today in the store, but I said, no, I want an apple. because they have pink ladies. I was like, interesting. Okay, let's read a little bit about this. So again, here we do education as well as psychic and mediumship and channeling and energy healing. We do education. So I usually tend to like these things. And again, remember, I'm going to give away one reading tonight to one of my faithful listeners. Okay, here we go. The number here is the number 39. So if that number is significant for you, also, if you add up 9 and 3, you get 12. Break down 12 to the number 3. 3 is a number of growth. Okay, 39. Who's ready? All right. Also, you guys, I am teaching a free workshop where we will be going into the Akashic records. It is just a 1 hour, 20-minute workshop. If you're interested, go to my profile. And I think probably from the tube of you, it's through my tree link. So you have to get over there. I'll help you guys. 39. Good. Okay, you're great. I'm glad, Jen. You're going to love it. Now, this is long, you guys. This is long. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to summarize. These two women made this deck together, and they did it for all the right reasons. And they really worked as artists, and they worked like artist and mentor and guide and spiritual leader. They just have a hi, Megan. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to give you a little bit of information. Remember, what is the symbol we pulled? A peach so ripe, where we have the animism, the aliveness of both the tree and the peach. So noted that. Long ago in the future, an old peach tree was given a year with the most perfectly dream-inducing frost, followed by deliciously long rains, and then a summer with sunshine. Oh my God, Michael's writing about peaches. I have to read that. We're always so in sync with each other. Pardon me. I'll try and stay focused. You guys can keep chatting. I'll read your comments when I'm done. I digress. Let me begin again. Do you guys enjoy this? See, this is definitely not like the content you're getting here is not fast and furious. This is long and slow, and this is how we like it here. Okay, let's continue. Long ago in the future, an old peach tree was given a year with the most perfectly dream-inducing frost, followed by deliciously long rains, and then a summer with sunshine, so golden warm and thick into its core. The old peach tree produced its finest fruit that year, and it delighted in a glowing and generous pride each time a bird, a squirrel, or other creature partook of its glorious bounty. As the season wore on, each peach that ripened was eaten right on the branch, or plucked and carried off for savoring elsewhere until only one peach remained. The nights lengthened and became chilly. The leaves of the peach tree hung downward and fell, some waxy and golden, some dry and earthy. Eventually, only the one peach and a smattering of brittle leaves remained on the otherwise bare tree. The old peach tree said to the peach, "Listen, friend, winter's coming, and I'm going to sleep soon. I can't hold you much longer. If by the end of the day you are not eaten or plucked, I'll need to let you drop. But never fear, my child. The worms and insects will enjoy you just as much as any larger creature." The old ripe peach understood and observed its last day on the old tree with care. A bird landed near it, but did not eat the peach because its belly was already full of plums. A pair of squirrels careened and dashed about on the old peach tree, but they scurried down its trunk without eating the peach, too busy in their minds' mutual chase to notice the old ripe peach. Because this is a fairy tale, we must have a third contender for this old peach. And so as the sun was low in the horizon, a person lost in thought came wandering around toward the old peach tree. Sprawling shadows wrapped the earth like dark ribbons reaching toward night, The person's gaze seemed to be on something far away in the land of not here and now. The old ripe peach eyed this person with curiosity. Would they notice the old peach muffled in the shadow? And if they did, would they be hungry and interested enough to pluck it? Slowly, the person drew nearer as the fiery hues of sunset painted the landscape violet and slate. The person paused by the old peach tree and seemed to be looking in the general direction of the old ripe peach. Okay. Then here's some of the key notes. The fullest potential. Okay, everybody, think about how this message resonates with all the other parts of the message. If you've been here since the beginning, think about how everything correlates and corresponds and weaves together. Okay. All right. The fullest potential has been reached. The moment just before ripeness turns to rot. Use it or lose it. Be it or leave it. Recycle. Jen says, I'm an old ripe peach. Symbology. Nothing is wasted in nature. Fruit that falls to the ground uneaten will feed small land-dwelling rodents, insects, or worms. Whatever is left uneaten will decompose and become rich nutrients that seep into the soil and then back up into the plant that originally produced the fruit. And if some creature happens to eat that fruit just before it falls, when it is at that moment of peak sweetness, they get to savor that uniquely mature ripeness when the flavors and juices pour out. This is like the sunset's glorious display of every color at once before the world dims into night. Okay, now you're wondering, what does this have to do with an oracle card? Well, here we go. There's guidance here. Again, here's our card. Do you see how much depth there is? There's the card, the peach so ripe. So let's continue. You guys who are on the you guys who are on the tube of you, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. And if you can this week, my question and my request would be, can you watch one video all the way through and comment and subscribe? It helps my little channel over there. Thank you. All right, here we go. Here's the guidance from this. Sometimes it's wise to hang on to things. Sometimes it's good to store things for that moment when they will be needed. Sometimes it's good to keep an unfinished project in the wings, waiting for that golden moment when it's time to bring it out into the world, into a glorious final of completion. Sometimes it's good to develop something in private, refining it. Okay. Now, here's a lot of things here. I told you guys these are very rich. When you are drawn into this archetype, it is no longer time to hang on. Again, this is going to be a letting go. Either make use of that item or pass it on to someone who will make good use of it. Bring some project to completion or scrap it once and for all, perhaps taking a moment to reflect first on what you learn and gain through your process of it. As an icon, let this image inspire you to effectively use something you have not been using. Let this image stimulate you to share something you have been developing that is as complete as it's going to get. Let this image support you in letting go of something you don't use and honestly won't use in the foreseeable future. Here is the prompt and the question for everybody for this week. Are we ready? Okay. What if this thing I'm considering is now as good and ripe as it's ever going to be? What if I finally and fully use or embrace this? What if I let this go? Okay, so everybody who heard that, I want you to think of one thing in your life that you know probably it's time to say, bid it adieu, that it might be time to let go, that it's reached its full potential, that it's time to move on. I'm going to think. Now, it could be something very everyday, every rudimentary, nothing fancy. It might be clothes you've been waiting to get rid of, or maybe it's a friendship you've outgrown. Maybe it's a job that you no longer fit in. Think about all those things. And remember, it doesn't mean you have to let go of it right now, but it might be a signal for you to move on to something else. So think about all those little parts of that. Okay. Michael says, Tammy says partnership in her business. Amazing. Florida Virgo says ready to retire from my 31-year nursing degree. Amazing. Time for newness. I mean, amazing. Michael says, almost an archetype of reincarnation. I would totally agree with that. Nicole says, I mean, it's my fear of moving away from a job and jumping into my own business. That, yeah, I totally get that. It makes sense. It's definitely, it's like what we were saying. We are releasing things of old and moving into something that's much more in alignment for us, right? But it's a process. It's a journey. Okay. All right. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to pick one person who is here to do a reading for. It's going to be just a mini reading, one topic. I'm just going to figure out what it is. And if you've been here for most of the reading, we will add, I think we're going to add that into most of the session. Not some of you haven't been here the whole time. That's totally fine. All right. So here, you love that message. I'm so glad, Heber. All right. Let me just think of how I want to do this because we're on two different places. Just stuff and old drama. Yep. That sounds right. Okay. All right. Let me get my thing and see if we can do something that's not too difficult to do a unified thing. Jen says hi over here. Butterfly Jen says hi, Heber. All right, let me think of something we can do for something for a contest. I'm going to think because I have two different platforms. So I've got to think about that. I'm going to just do one question. All right. Okay. I think I'm going to go with a number. Okay. So here's how it's going to work. I think basically the tiki-taki and the two of you work about the same. Now we have the exact same amount of people in each place. We have 8 in one and 8 in the other. So it's going to be really who gets the number first. Okay. And that's how I'm going to go. You might have put it in, but I haven't seen it. We're all doing my best here. And I think the response time in both is the same. All right, here's how it's going to go. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and I'll just say, let me see where we are in our number system. We're at 10, we're at 20. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 30. Whoever gets that number first is the winner and gets to get a free question. All right. Now I'm going to tell you, we're going by the on it. Don't put your number yet. Don't put your number yet. I love you guys. And then whoever gets it first, and you're just going to have to trust me on this. So 1 and 30, but let me get the number. So hang on, everybody. Stop for a sec. I'm excited. Everyone's excited. All right. So I'm going to close my eyes and as soon as I open my eyes, I'll say go. And then you can put your number in. Everyone that's put a number will just wipe the slate clean and we'll start from, give me a second. I'll let you know. I'll say go. And whoever gets it first, and it'll be easy to track. And you might have put yours in at the same time as the other person, but they might be 2 seconds ahead of you. So we'll do our best. Okay. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. And it's got to be the exact number. So a number between 1 and 30. Wow. They're going fast and furious over here. I'm seeing it at the same time, so that's good. And I'll be sure to look at what the other numbers are people are doing. Okay. I'm looking closely. I know you guys can't see each other's numbers. I understand that, but I'll be able to see who gets it first. Okay, Amber got it. Amber got it. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Amber got the number correct, and the number was 27. I'm just double checking. Yeah. Don't worry. We will be doing this again. I promise you. And then if you're a person who really wants to get a reading with me, You can do it one of two ways, because normally I do live stream and people pay for readings. So I do that. Now, if you did want a reading this weekend, what you can do is send your payment in, and that's through my page. You'll notice on my page through the Tiki-Taki, if you go to my picture, it has everything there you could possibly imagine on that single page. Okay. So, and Amber, think of your question. Thank you, Nicole. And also, if you're following me over on the Tube of You, can you guys make sure you subscribe? Please feel free to interact, watch a video, like it, make sure, because I'm really working on building my Tube of You. I also will be going live on Monday and Wednesday mornings. We're going to be doing a lot of healing work. We're going to be talking about manifestation. We're going to talk about intuition. We're going to talk about the sacred feminine, balancing energy. We might do little readings. It's going to be awesome. Okay, more so on. Thank you, Nicole. All right, so ready? We're going to see what Miss Amber wants her question to be, and then you guys can figure out. If you want to get a reading with me this weekend, though, go to the link tree. You can, I shouldn't have said it. They're going to get me for that. You can go to my, you can message me here on Service Plus. That's another way. And if you're out there on the FYP watching, we would love you to come in sometime when you feel ready. So Amber, when you're ready, you can get your question in there and then we'll get started. Okay. Thanks you guys for being here. This is really fun. If you're wanting to know about the Tube of You, it's the same exact name as it is here. So that's the name. Just waiting for Amber to catch up. This was really fun. I really enjoy this. I feel like we get to know each other. Okay. So Amber says, I'm going to put this up here so everybody can see it. All right. She says, I'm good with spirit-led. What do I need to hear right now? Very good point. All right. So let's start with Miss Amber. Okay, Spirit. So spirit-led. What does Amber need to know? Okay, here we go. Let's pull some cards. All right. Okay, here we go, everybody. Here we go. So it's very interesting. The thing I'm really hearing for you specifically is that I'm hearing, which this could be your dad. I think your dad's in spirit. I'm hearing that atta girl. I feel, and can you remind me, I think your dad is in spirit. I've read him before. I want to say, it feels like him. I haven't read him for a while, but I remember his energy. Also yes, that's what I thought. Did your dad have some, I'm feeling difficulty with like teeth. Does that make sense to you? And also there's a little bit with like chest and breathing a little bit with him that I'm feeling. Let's see what he's bringing. Let's see what the message is, what you need to hear. What do we need to hear? Welcome in, guys. No, actually, it might be your father-in-law. Interesting. Okay, good. Okay, well, let's see what we get with, they're very proud of you. I'm really hearing like atta girl. I feel a lot of pride with you as a parent of being like a great mother. They're saying you're very attentive and aware of your children's needs, and you just do an amazing job with staying very close to them and really being on like the pulse of what they need. And they're very proud of you. Okay. First of all, do you know if your father-in-law was King of Swords, a air sign? It's okay if he can't, or a very logical man. So we have the King of Swords and the Two of Cups. So for me, really with the Two of Cups, you'll notice the intertwining here of the snakes together and these beautiful sunflowers, and then we have like mice and a lion. We have just the beautiful butterfly. We have just all this nature here. So what I'm really getting, logical, yes, not sure of a sign. Yeah, definitely. So the thing that I'm feeling here is that you have a way that you're able to distance yourself, and you're, not over letting your emotions run overboard with your kids. You stay as centered as you possibly can when it comes to them. You really try your hardest, is what I'm getting. And I just get the sense that they're very proud of you as a parent, and being able to like transcend some of your own, like when you get rattled in the cage about your kids, things going on with them or their responses, you're able to like breathe and like center that you've been doing. Yes, she says she appreciates that. She really, he makes me feel like they enjoy watching you parent the children. They really trust your judgment, and they feel like, wow, if more mothers were like that, wow, the world would be a happier place. That's really what I'm getting. I also feel as though there could have been this little bit of fear around his passing just before he passed. And I think the reason is because he really was a proud person. And like we said, more logical. So moving into the spirit world was a little bit unsettling for him. I think not because of not wanting to go cross over, but of not sure how the process would go. So he really wants you to know that obviously in his passing, that is really relaxed and released. We're getting, this is the cutest hermit card in the world. Isn't that the cutest, with that little mouse? The energy of Virgo. We've got the cricket, we've got the bird, the whole thing going. It's so cute. But it's next to the Knight of Wands in reverse. The Knight of Wands can be a little bit impulsive, as we know. It can rush into things, be very passionate, and then have to kind of recoil and like, whoa, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But there's restraint here in this. And I do really get a sense that this is part of even you saying, even when you get like with your kids frustrated, you refrain from overreacting, which they're really saying this does so much for your children's self-esteem, knowing that their mother respects them enough to kind of have restraint. That's a really big check mark for the loved ones, just to let you know, and the ancestors, which is so nice, very, very nice. Okay, let's see what else we're getting before we close this reading. So lots of kudos for your good parenting. So we've got the Four of Cups. Again, the number 4 is a theme in reverse. When the Four of Cups in reverse, we are letting go. We are not holding on to things. We are open, and we are willing to be flexible, which is a huge, huge thing for you. Huge. 2 of Swords sitting on the fence next to the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is a little bit more of a personal aspect of it. So I feel like maybe you're spinning your wheels about something. There's some ambivalence. And there also is a slight hesitancy. Oh, your father-in-law was a Libra, the King of Swords. That's perfect because this is his season coming up soon. Awesome. Well, not quite yet, but yeah, amazing. I love that. He's definitely coming through. So, and MJ Cullinane's decks, I really connect with mediumship with them. This is the deck that I would use if I was these decks of hers. I love them. I use the Unfinished Business, as you guys know, for my mediumship decks. That's another time. But anyway, so I'm getting the 2 of Swords with a 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And what that actually really says to me are 2 things. The first thing is, when I think about the 9 of Pentacles, I think about accomplishment. I think about investing in something that's very important to you. I think about being happy with the way things are. But because we have the Two of Swords and then the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, they're showing us some discord there, which makes me feel like maybe there is a need to kind of let go and let things be. And this does really correspond with what we saw in the earlier reading from the ancestors, as well as the channeled message about letting go. So this is more for personal. So I feel like it might be a time to kind of let some things go in your energy and in your intention, and, allow yourself to be where you are, if that makes sense. This is for more personal though. Okay. Not for the family. You're doing amazing. All right. Okay. I think we're done. Thank you so much, Amber, and everybody else. So, blessings to all of you. I want to thank you all for being here. And for those of you, this is the first Friday Night Live. Welcome. This is Friday Night Live. We've been doing this for 3 months on YouTube. Sorry, I'm going to say it. I said what I said. On Tube of You, and love you too, babes. So I'm so glad to have the Tiki Talkie. Thank you. I'm so excited. So set your clocks every Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Unless I'm out of town, I'll let you know ahead of time. And make sure, if you could, come over and visit me on the Tube of You and become a sub. And make sure you watch one video all the way through and make sure you like, because it helps my little channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers over here. Believe it or not, I only have a little over 600. YouTube's different, but I love it. So thank you all. Stay tuned. Make sure you sign up for notifications, and I'll also make sure I follow you guys back, because then I'll let you know when I go live on the Tiki Talkie. So thank you guys a million times over. If you did want to book a personal reading, or you want me to record one, I can do that. I'll do it in a group. My same style of like they're going to be recorded, but they'll be all in a group and they'll be time stamped. And you can just tell me, you don't even have to use your name. We can do, another name if you want. So if you want your privacy, it'll be all there and ready to go. If you're interested, you can follow in here or message me. All right, guys, I want to thank you again. Thank you to the Tiki Techie, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody on the Tube of You. I love you guys. You're very welcome. I'm glad it makes sense too. All right. We will see you soon. Take care.